Now this is from movie Hair. This is Phoenix.
Samantha?
Now this kind of acting is most of all breathing. Check out how each actor use the air in a gentle way to give you an acting that is pretty intense and connected with intimacy. All of that is a result of the correct use of air. So we take air before we say the word. Samantha?
Sweetheart.
Now listen to how the response of Scarlett is like a flow of air. Her voice is, you hear the sound of air in her voice. I'm going to slow it down so you can hear a bit more. I'm going to put it at the half of speed. No, there's a quarter of speed is okay. Listen to the sound of the air in her voice.
Samantha? Hi, sweetheart.
You see, we hear like 3 points of air. It's in and sweet heart. Now, in contrast to the way Phoenix said Samantha, he used one fuse of air, one open key of to let air flow. Samantha, sweet heart. Let's hear it again.
Samantha? Hi, sweetheart.
She even used 4. How do you get this thing? She used 4. She uses hey, sweet, and this one she makes as double. Now he uses at the first time I had 1, but he uses 2. He uses here and there. Now let's listen again.
Samantha? Hi, sweetheart.
Now, anyone in an audience listening to the way that Scarlett speaks, it's like melting. You see, the idea of this whole movie and her kind of voice acting responds to the idea to make an unmaterial object completely desirable. This movie turns around that particular idea. Now this thing I'm gonna have to change this over here, because if I keep searching for it, it blocks the screen. Now this person, he gets completely desperate and falls in love with a computer. Now this computer is not just a screen, as we remember to be. It's not a screen with a cable, not at all. No, none of that. This computer is indeed a voice. It's sound that goes around and gets to each corner, and each corner it resonates around and around, creating waves of sounds. And you can imagine you have the voice of Scarlett around this net of sounds, and this person gets completely crazy because he falls in love with a computer and falls in the net of her needs. But anyway,
What's going on?
can you see? He doesn't have a life anymore. He is completely felt in love in madness with his computer. He doesn't have a life. Now this is interesting. This movie remembers me a lot of the great movie of the movie called Until the End of the World. Until the end of the world. Screens. Now, in this movie, characters, they turn away with technology. The incredible thing about this movie is that director Wim Wenders, he was able to imagine the future like 20 years advanced in the past. You have to see these screens, this smartphones and smart TVs that we have now. They didn't exist in that time. Now in this movie,
Lo más rico y nutritivo de la fruta lo tienes en
that's
cada
incredible.
sabor de Nectar Watts.
Now in this movie, you see this movie.
1999 was the year the Indian nuclear satellite went out of
This
control.
movie is amazing
No one
because
knew where it might land. The whole world
director Wim Wenders was able to imagine. You see, he was able to imagine what would happen in the future, and he saw that people will become like addicts to the screen, and the whole idea of immersing yourself into the screen that absorbs your life, and you became like completely away from reality. It's a pioneer movie. It mixes like those novels like road movies with the science fiction and beauty landscapes and great acting. The woman, that woman, she was married to the director Van Wenders. That Solveig do Solveig. I think she's one of the greatest actors